Hey there, thanks for tuning in for this video. This is just going to be the solving portion of our factoring polynomial notes. So we had ended everything up with our factored form. So we're going to take each part and set each equal to 0. So this first one, we do get an answer of -1/3 for x. This one does not factor further. So anytime you use your sum and difference of cubes, since it doesn't factor further, if you have to actually solve it, you're going to have to use your quadratic formula, without a doubt, okay? If decimal answers are okay, that's great, and we can just type this in on our calculator with A being 9, B being 3, and C being 1. But unfortunately, we do get that decimal answer. So if decimals are okay, that's fine. But for these ones, we do want to get our exact answers. And also we want to practice using our quadratic formula in case this would be on a no calculator portion as well. So we're going to do x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And we're going to simplify this to -3 plus or minus the square root of -27 all over 18. So we get -3 plus or minus 3i root 3 over 18. And our last thing is to separate these into two separate fractions. So it becomes -1/6 plus or minus I root 3 over 6. So notice we get two answers from the quadratic formula and one answer from our other factor for a total of 3 answers. Whatever the degree of your problem is, that's how many answers you should get. So for number 9 here, I'm going to zoom in. If we look at your constant, that doesn't give us an answer because there's no x with it. If we set 6x squared minus 1 equal to 0 and add 1 and divide by 6, we get x squared equals 1/6. We then square root both sides. And as we square root both sides, we write plus or minus. The square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 6 remains. But we can't have that radical in the denominator, so our answers are going to be positive and negative root 6 over 6. Our next factor gives us an answer of positive 1, and our last factor gives us the answer of -1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 answers, and going back, our original polynomial had a degree of 4, so we're good to go. Lastly, we're going to do one more. We should end up with 4 answers. So we can see right now we're going to have -2 and positive 2/3 from our linear factors. Our other one came from our sum of cubes, so we have to use our quadratic formula for that one. So we're going to do x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I'm going to get -2 plus or minus the square root of -12, which becomes 2i root 3. And so that gives us a final answer of -1 plus and minus I root 3. Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 answers with a degree of 4, so that ends up working out. So again, thanks for coming back to this video just to finish that up. Let me know if you have any questions on anything. Thanks.